Everyone, this is White Wolf, and we're going to be talking about wealth being happiness, being a state of mind, being a state of body, being a state of consciousness. So, all the wealth that we're seeking inside of ourselves, the prosperity, the things that we want to do, and the act of service to others, and the act of initiating another parallel timeline, but also allowing ourselves to see that wealth is happiness. It's our fulfillment. It's the way that we feel gratitude right now. It's the gratuity in doing the very simple things that you're doing at this moment in time. So you can allow yourself to see that what you're building upon, what you're expanding upon, is the wealth that you're seeking inside of yourself, but you're also seeing wealth not as an object and prosperity as an issue or as a problem or an obstacle. So you're allowing to see that the wealth that is being generated inside of you is how much you want to receive and the ability to grow and give, but also understanding that wealth and happiness are two of the same things. It's like a boomerang effect. You will be reciprocated. Life is a circle. You will be reciprocated how much you send that loving vibration out there, and how you are able to expand upon your spiritual vision, but also using the art of the law of subtraction to subtract more out of your life so that you add. And you can get a lot of money right here, right now, but it doesn't mean that you're going to be fulfilled or spiritually alive when you get that said money. So we have to be spiritually alive, and we have to learn how to adapt, but we also have to learn how to encompass that vibration as we are accumulating that prosperity, that wealth, that new leadership, but also tapping into the mantle of our creation. That's why I'm wearing red right now today, is because red is a sign of prosperity. So the one thing I wanted for people to see was seeing through the illusion of wealth, seeing through the illusion of how we perceive money. You can't go to the store and feel like you're looking at all the things that you can't have or that you can't buy. And when you're able to roll the dice to see where it lands and not being afraid to make spontaneous changes, which turns into radical changes, but it also turns into different ways of manifesting and generating different revenues from where you can align to the stream of consciousness right here, right now, ever present. So wealth and happiness are the same thing, but you have to be fulfilled, and you have to be alive, and you have to be aware now before you receive all that money. Because the biggest misconception that we have is that there's a lot of people in this world who make more than you right now, but they're not spiritually alive, or they're not fulfilled, or they're not really seeking upon themselves. And they could have all the money and have a million people loving them, but that does not mean that they love themselves. That does not mean that they have a balanced vibration. And it does not mean that they're having an extraordinary life. You may see them having an extraordinary life, but then they call you up and they're like, I'm really stressed out. I need this energetic healing. I need this reading from you. And it's because wealth is not going to make you happy. It's the energy behind the happiness, the success, and the fulfillment, which allows you to manifest more wealth within your reality. So seeing through the illusion of wealth is seeing wealth not as an issue, not as a problem, but seeing how you can use it in a playful way to give and grow and learn, and also spiritually mature, and understanding that we can't help people unless we are prosperous. If we want to make a big impact, if we want to help people in a very big way, we're going to have to be prosperous. We're going to have to align to that vibration, but we have to be ready for that vibration. Now, I'm not saying they have to completely be cleared and completely be healed before you manifest that money, because I think a lot of people are not completely healed or cleared. But sometimes we can withhold things from ourselves because we're not willing to make certain decisions. So if we don't have aligned actions, if we don't have that right vibration or that right intention, then we're not going to manifest what we really want in terms of prosperity, in terms of good health, in terms of being alive here and now. So if you want to be spiritually alive right now, you have to live a rich life right now. You have to find the gratitude and being grateful for what you have right now so that you're able to have more within your space. So one of the things that was kind of on my heart was the very fact that people think that they're going to get that money, or they're going to get that car, or they're going to get that relationship, and that's ultimately going to transform them and make them feel like alive again. But you have to love yourself before you love another person. You have to tap into that vibration before you immerse yourself within that parallel reality. You have to subtract stuff out of your life so that you're able to create space so that you're creating much differently. So you have to clear the decks and you have to clear the spiritual house, but also you have to try to expand upon where you are right now. How can you find the things in the present moment that will allow you to multiply upon what you're intending? But it's not about the intention or the idea, but it's the energy behind the intention and idea and the money that you use. So it's the energy around it, it's the energy behind it. So it's not about the money, it's not about the idea or the explanation or the details or the outcome, but it's really following that breadcrumb trail of excitement that will lead you to making big waves in the spiritual community, but also wanting to help people, wanting to be of service in a greater way, wanting to make podcasts, wanting to have clients and things of that nature. And a lot of us have been giving, but now it's time for you to receive. A lot of us feel like that you should just always give all the time. But if you're not receiving, then you're not having a fine balance of what it means to be harmonious, but also what it means to be unified. So it has to be a reciprocation of giving and receiving and growing, and then accumulating that spiritual mass and that wisdom and having the ability to use your gift as a way of prosperity. So seeing through the illusion of wealth is seeing that it's not the wealth that you're seeking, but it's the fulfillment while you're making that wealth. It's the happiness. It's not basing your success on what you're accomplishing, but it's really seeing that your happiness is your success. So it's not always about the outcome or the details of the outcome or getting muddled within every little thing, every little minute detail. But it's finding the things that work for you and finding the things that allow you to shift into another reality to where you're able to accumulate that wealth and that prosperity. So a lot of us are realizing this because a lot of us have been of service our whole lives, but we haven't received. And a lot of you have been receiving, but you haven't been giving. So there has to be a fine balance of the two. A lot of us are understanding that seeing through it, you have to have the mindset of wealth. You have to have the mindset of gratitude, the mindset of happiness in order to manifest the things that you want within your direct experience. So if you really want something, if you really crave something, if you really want an idea to come to fruition, you have to attract that to yourself and realize that you're the magnetic force that is trying to create these worlds into existence with your words of wisdom, with the way that you're thinking, with the way that you're saying stuff, with the way that you're going about life and things of that nature. So it's changing how we attract circumstances to ourselves, but changing the direct experience of how we're immersing ourselves within that experience. It's like teleporting into your future manifestations, but it's also just having a different attitude towards what you're going to experience. So like, if you're going to the store, it should be a great experience. If you're buying that lottery ticket, it should be a great experience. If you're investing in real estate, it has to feel like you've already achieved it. It has to feel like you've already manifested it. It has to feel like it's already come to fruition because you've already generated the experience before you've experienced it. So it's allowing you to see that everything that you're attracting to yourself is inside of you, and what's inside of me is inside of you too. And I'm not talking at you, I'm talking to you. You know, I used to be a little vinegary and preachy when I first started. I kind of laugh at myself now. And also I used to get like really dressed up for my lives. I used to wear a tie and stuff, and now I'm in a t-shirt and a hat all the time. But the point is really seeing prosperity not as an object, but seeing prosperity as a way of manifestation, seeing prosperity as a way of living. If we can see prosperity as a way of tapping into that vibration, but also aligning the parallel realities and finding that source of creation in every single thing that we do, and if we do that, then what we're doing is that we're creating that vortex of creation. We're allowing everything to be in that vortex, but we're channeling the energy presently and placing it here and now. And if we're able to do that, then we're able to attract things very magnetically. Instead of being an unconscious receiver, we become a conscious co-creator. So you're allowing yourself to see that everybody has certain things that they want. They want certainty. They want to feel comfortable. They want to feel comfortable pulling the trigger. They want to feel comfortable having obedience to God. But sometimes it's just kind of rolling the dice and seeing where it lands. Not being afraid to take a risk. Not being afraid to take a chance on yourself. And to also take a chance on others. Don't be afraid to allow yourself to see what you're really capable of, because prosperity is not just money. Prosperity is love. It's not significance, it's love. Happiness is your success. And your success is not based on outcome or how it looks or how you're formulating that manifestation. So every time that you're coming into balance with who you are, you realize that you're just practicing how you are able to manifest at great rates of speed. You're allowing yourself to see that you're the manifestation of life, the flower of life. You are Metatron's cube. You are the sacred geometry. Everything is made of you. So if we see money as an object or an issue or a problem or something that we can't regain our innocence with, and to use our inner child as a way of like, I donate to this church because I want to give more to my vibration. When you donate to one of your light workers, what you're doing is you're investing in yourself. If there's a person that you're seeking out, like John Edward, or my girlfriend had a teacher, her sessions are a lot of money, but you would be investing in yourself and your self-development. So don't be afraid to invest in yourself. Don't be afraid to seek within yourself. Because if you're not seeking, if you're not researching all of that knowledge out, then you're not going to see where the wealth is and how to attract it to yourself. There are literally people who manifest money in their cars. There are literally people who are manifesting their dream life here and now. A lot of people are seeing the ways that they can manifest when they walk into certain buildings and things are being built. So we're able to move mountains with our energy. So mountains into molehills is a real thing. So a lot of you, I just don't want to see people suffering. I don't want to see people go to jobs that they really hate. I'm tired of people staying in relationships that are toxic and people not focusing on their well-being. We shouldn't live in a state of panic and worry and self-hatred. We shouldn't stay with jobs that we know are bad for us. And we shouldn't put ourselves down. We shouldn't sell ourselves short. And we shouldn't look at everything that costs a lot of money as a stressor, as a way of aligning your vibration. So it's really just seeing the very fact that happiness and wealth are the same thing. There are people who are not spiritual who manifest wealth all the time. I might have to move my phone, so I'm just going to hold it a little bit here. So there are people who manifest wealth all the time. There are people who generate wealth without having to tap into consciousness. There are people who are entrepreneurs. There are people who invest in real estate. There are people who make money off of playing music. So everything is possible. Everything that you want and everything that's in the design of your life is very much possible. You just have to see it as being possible. You have to see it as a growing organism of who you are, and you have to see everything as tithing to your future. Because if you keep looking at all the things that you can't have, then you're not going to have anything. So you're not really going to be able to see what it's really like if you don't try. If you don't try, if you don't seek it out, if you don't take a chance on something, if you don't take a risk on something and make radical changes, then you're always going to detract stuff from yourself, but also restrict stuff from yourself that you could have had. And it's really just understanding that everybody is embracing themselves at this moment in time. We're rejoicing in the very simple things. It's the simple things that really make us happy. It's not the money or the car or the relationship or any of those things that are going to make you instantaneously happy. You have to be happy and learn how to receive and learn how to download that knowledge within yourself. If you're in a constant state of reception, you automatically give. You instantaneously give. If you're always receiving, if you're always elevating your energy, if you're always elevating the energy and switching up the energy, then you're allowing yourself to tap into more of your future because you're channeling from the present, if you will. So the one thing that I think is that a lot of people think they should always just offer themselves up for free. Your energy is not for free, and you are not for sale, and you have to embrace your free will and see that the only way to help people in a big transcendent way is to be prosperous above all else. So if you are able to be prosperous all at once, here and now, then you're able to tap into that faith and that stability and that sense and sensibility to attract everything that you want in your life. I'm trying to set this camera up. I might have to hold it. So think about the things in your life, because when you're a kid, you don't think about all the things being too much money. I'm just going to hold it. Screw it. You don't think about all the things in your life being so much money. You always think of that childlike innocence, and you can think of like how you can have anything you want ever present. You can have anything that you want right here and right now. That you don't think of it as an obstacle or an issue or worry or stress, but we're conditioned to feel like those things automatically become an impossibility. And in the realm of infinite possibilities, we should feel like we should have whatever we want or whatever we desire. But a lot of the times we don't feel that way because we're conditioned to think reasonably or think in linearity. And then it allows us to generate from the realm of lack. And lack is the biggest illusion to see through, because lack doesn't generate from anything. It's only generating from subject to object. It's generating from the ego. It's generating from only your thoughts and your emotions. And sometimes your thoughts and your emotions are not really telling you the truth. So I'm trying to see if my phone's going to overheat. I don't want that to happen because I want to do a meditation. So if you didn't get anything from this live feed and you literally just wanted to seek very heavily, and you wanted to see like how you can embark on that spiritual moment and use your vocality, use your affirmations, use your intentions as ammunition, use your ideas as ammunition, and finding inspiration in the way that you can be prosperous. Prosperity is not something that you just do. It's something that you become. It's something that you are. It's something that you attract to yourself. And even when I was on the spiritual journey a lot, I bought a lot on lottery tickets. I bought so many lottery tickets, and I've won a lot of money off lottery tickets. But if I didn't take that chance, I would have never manifested that money. I would have never seen it as like something easy. And I would have never like thought of different ways to connect with people, like with like the readings that I do with like, share, and gift. And also the way that I'm connecting right now and giving the best messages I've ever given. And almost going live every day, because TikTok is such a big app that everybody's going live like all the time because they want to reach people. They want to help people. And they don't want people to think that they're enclosed in a box. That's when you sell yourself short, and that's when you become the pessimist, because you see everything as so far away from you that you're not able to attract it, that you're not able to bring that forth within your awareness and bring that forth within everything that you do. And allowing yourself to overthink things and also not act on things and also restrict things from you, which is being non-prosperous. Because if you allowed yourself not to pull the trigger on that thing, then you probably withhold stuff from yourself. Instead of just believing and having faith that you can manifest the things that you want to manifest within your life. If you have the ability to manifest everything in your life and everything that you desire and everything that you're trying to accumulate and all that spiritual mass inside of yourself, then money should not be an issue. And I know some people will get mad at me because they'll say, like, you can't say that because, I've been dirt poor before. I know what it's like to be dirt poor. I know what it's like to be hungry and stuff like that. But we see through that poverty. We see through that poverty, and we see that that is a generational like curse, or we see it as an energy of lack. We see it as an energy of distortion. And then we hear people manifesting things at great rates of speed, and we allow ourselves to start doing that and start really accumulating that mass within ourselves and mass producing different ways to use that particle accelerator and plant those seeds, but also tithe to yourself. Whenever you spend money on something, you're giving something to a corporation. Every time that you buy groceries, you're helping Walmart make money. Every time you pay for something at a restaurant, you're helping that restaurant make some form of money, some form of revenue, and some form of creation. So you're giving and tithing all the time. And when you do this, it makes you feel good because you're not treating it like it's a problem. You're not treating it like it's an issue, like it's like something that you're afraid to do, because that's the biggest thing that gets in the way of wealth. I was thinking of wealth too much. That gets in the way of happiness and wealth is fear. If you're too fearful to ask that person out on that date, you might meet your partner and you might meet your husband or wife, and then you both will get into business somewhere. But if you didn't pull the trigger on that, then you wouldn't have ever manifested it. So it's just the very fact that we have the ability, we have the innate intrinsic ability to have a good time all the time, to be in a beautiful state all the time, to see ourselves as worthy and to see ourselves as wealth. So if we can see ourselves as wealth, it's like just looking around me right now. That's wealth and prosperity right there in a nutshell. All around me is this beautiful nature that Mother Nature has bestowed upon us, because we didn't have all these buildings and corporations and hats and t-shirts and stuff like that. But it's looking at stuff like that. It's the simple things that we look at as ways of being prosperous, being thankful, having gratuity, and just having a good heart and being spiritually alive and fulfilled at this moment, because then that is your destiny fulfilled. That is where your destiny is completely fulfilled at that exact moment. And you see it as a growing organism within yourself, and it's tapping more into that heart and that resonance and seeing through the illusion of lack and suffering and bad health, because sometimes you can eat completely healthy and still be unhealthy. But if your belief system is I'm fat, I'm slow, I can't run, I can't motivate myself to do that, then that could be a way that you're not being wealthy and prosperous and happy. So wealth isn't just money. Wealth isn't just spending money. Wealth isn't just money itself, but it's a mindset. And happiness is your success. And it's just allowing ourselves to see through that illusion, to see that through that illusion of what we're lacking of what we think we're lacking of, but also what we can achieve and what we can attract to ourselves. And there's a reason why I've been doing those readings every night and doing these lives almost every day, because I've been having stuff just come into my heart and my space, and I just feel like I'm led to do it. And I feel like it helps people. It really helps people to know that they're not alone and that we're all manifesting this right now, and we're all co-creating this wealth and this happiness. But also just seeing that we all need resources. That's another big thing about being a light worker. If you want to help people in a big way, if you want to facilitate people in a big way, you need resources, You need people, you need connections. If you want a new job, you may have to study something to get that job. And I think it's BS, because I think most of the stuff they teach us in schools is useless. But still, it's just like finding ways to apply yourself and implement, not intimate. Maybe intimate, I don't know. The words are kind of coming out. I try not to take myself serious. Sometimes I say stuff and I don't fully understand it as I'm channeling it. Do you have spiritual mentors? I have people I listen to. I mean, my girlfriend would have been a mentor of mine. But, like, I've been listening to Tony Robbins, Bentinho Massaro. I listen to Abraham, Dr. Joe, Dispenza, John Edward. I've listened, in the beginning, not so much now. Matt Kahn, many people that are prosperous and do great things in the wake of humanity and stuff like that. So everybody has their role. Everybody has a way to be prosperous, but also attracting that wealth and that prosperity to themselves. Everybody has a reason to be. And I don't think it's always about mentorship, but I think it's just about resonance and what speaks true to you to do right now. And if you're just like sick of being stuck, just like do something about it. Just say, fuck it, I'm going to do something about it. I don't want to complain. I don't want to mope around my house. And, have I done it before? We've all had the dark night of the soul, and we've all moped around our house and felt sorry for ourselves. But when you get kind of fed up with that and you get tired of that and you're just like, fuck it, I'm going to do something about it. I'm going to change something about my life. I'm going to change the frequency and change the routine and the energy of how I feel right now. So everybody has a reason to be here, and everybody has a reason for their truth and what they're supposed to represent and who they're supposed to receive from. Some people will like watch me and be like, man, that guy's a wacko, right? But that's fine. It doesn't mean that they're a bad person, because I don't believe in good or bad. I believe in resonance. I believe in energy. I believe in light and dark, and that's the same thing as like wealth and happiness. Poverty is dark. Lack is the ego. Selling yourself short is the pessimist, the put-down artist, the egotist, the person they think that they're better than, but then they see like through the distortion of that and see like you're putting that person down because you think you're better than them, and then that stuff is stripped away from that said person, and then they wonder why that happened to them, because they were putting out a false implication of what it's like to manifest wealth and happiness. And it's just really finding that motivation. Sometimes it's not about like just motivating yourself, but it's just finding a reason to live and a reason to give and a reason to grow and to mature and to help others. And that's what it boils down to. It's like a lot of people think like, oh, you want this prosperity and resources so you can have it for your own gain. It's like, no, I want to help people in a big way that I've never been able to do before. And if I have the ability to do that, then I want to do that in a way that's professional, in a way that's going to heal somebody, in a way that's going to give me something in return, because it's the people that we allow for us to relate to them is what makes it beautiful. It's not just me being a person talking on this camera, but it's the person that's receiving from me that makes it beautiful and courageous. So that's really what it is. That's the whole point of this like entire live. I've probably been on for an hour. But we're going to do a meditation. So if you want to take part in this meditation, if the live cuts out because of the heat on the phone, I don't know why that's been happening. My phone's been overheating lately. So we're going to do a meditation. So with this meditation, I want you to accept this healing meditation of all of your finances, of the ways that you're not being prosperous, of the ways that maybe you have sold yourself short in life, but also see yourself being successful. See yourself opening up. See yourself breaking through a threshold, a barrier, something that was holding you back for years. It could have been a generational curse, an energetic bondage, a past lifetime, whatever it may be. Cancel, clear, delete. And see the ways that you can attract money, wealth, and prosperity to yourself. See how you can generate energy right now and be spiritually alive and fulfilled, and know that your destiny is fulfilled when you are completely in alignment with your resonance and truth, and seeing how you are manifesting the prosperity that you are seeking. So if you are manifesting the prosperity that you are seeking, that you're tapping into, that you're ultimately becoming, allow yourself to become that prosperity. Allow yourself to love it to death. Allow yourself to see that everything that you don't think that you can have, that you don't think that you can want or desire or strive for or become, just know that all of those are just illusions. Those are false implications. So they're just the ego trying to come out. And we just allow ourselves to encompass that light and that shadow. And if we allow ourselves to do that, then we are allowing ourselves to tap into the energy of our future, the energy of our prosperity, and aligning that with the businesses that we want to manifest. Also aligning that with the relationships we want to manifest. Also seeing our success as happiness. And if we can see our success as that, as happiness, as a prophetic awareness, as a spatial awareness to open up to even more, and to tithe, and to give, and to receive, and to donate to charities. If we want to feed starving children all over the world, and that's your goal, how can you manifest the resources for that and be of a loving extension of source energy? How can you be of service in a greater way? How can you use your gift as a way of blessing? How can you be that confirmation for somebody? And how can you motivate yourself to change your belief systems, to change the way that you speak, to change the way that you emit that frequency and that vibration, so that you can allow yourself to be the charge of that energy and allow yourself to flow with that energy whenever you need it. And knowing that that energy is of you, and that energy is of a prophetic nature, and that energy is the key to restoring who you are. And just anything that was taken away from you, or you felt like you spent money and you wasted that money, just know that it will immediately be reciprocated back. It will be brought back to you. We can't look at issues as issues. We can't look at obstacles as obstacles. We can't look at problems as problems. But we can just see the resolution that comes with those catalysts and lessons and different things that we're experiencing at this moment in time. If you can allow yourself to do that, then you're allowing yourself to just let go, but to encompass your vibration and to find that rhythm and that stability and finding your groove spiritually. If you can find your groove spiritually, then you're becoming more spiritually alive, more a part of this awareness, more a part of the growing expansion of consciousness. And if you feel tired, call your energy back. If you want certain things to stop happening, if you want the job to stop bothering you, then quit that job. If you're tired of something and you just want to get up and do it, just get up and fucking do it. And then you immediately tell that thing to like, go away. I'm going to do this. I'm not going to mope around. I'm not going to feel sorry for myself, but I'm going to tap into my wealth and happiness once again. And if you are able to do that, that means you are able to tap into your anointing and tap into your grace and your wisdom and your authority, because you are not settling for less. You're not settling for this or that, but you are not settling for anything, but you're making spontaneous and radical changes within your life. So if you're making spontaneous and radical changes, that means you're drawing your future closer to yourself. And that means that you're becoming the beginning and the never-ending and the awkward overflow of God's source energy. And clearing your throat chakra. And just having the ability to see everything as a way to receive. If you're always in the receptive mode, that means you're always expanding. If you're in the receptive mode, that means that you're attracting. If you're in the receptive mode, that means that you're accumulating, elevating the energy, changing the routine, changing the energy of how you feel right now, and realizing that you're not this solid object, and you shouldn't treat everything as a solid object, but just treating it as a way to draw the energy closer. Draw the energy to yourself and see that it's not about how it looks like, but it's following that breadcrumb trail of excitement without having to search for the excitement. It's knowing all your bills are paid. It's knowing everything that has happened has already happened. It means that your destiny is ongoing, and it is a prophetic progression of God's source energy. And it's just you progressing with your energy. It's just you maintaining that enlightened awareness so that you can remain in that frequency. And just know that you can have everything you want. And if anybody has told you that you couldn't, disregard anything that anybody ever told you about yourself, your life, the way that you meditate, and just go your own going your own way, your own path, your own enlightened journey. The truth, the love, the way, and the light. And just keep opening up doors, and don't be afraid of who you are. And don't allow the fear of making decisions or pulling the trigger on a decision or following your alignment. Don't let people, places, or things talk you out of it, but just allow yourself to follow your own guidance system and have complete allowance within yourself. Have the allowance to receive, have the allowance to breathe, and just have the undoubted wisdom to know who you are. Once again. Okay, everybody, take one last deep breath. Exhale. And so it is. I'm glad my phone did not overheat. It's pretty hot though. And I should just hold the camera more. It's kind of cool. But one of the things that was on my heart and mind with this live was just the very fact that I'm tired of being non-prosperous. I'm tired of not being the person that I want to be. And how do I do that? I just do it, and I just live it, and I just live in a constant state of reception. Live in a constant state of constant awareness. And be consistent and precise, and just show up to my life as if I'm meant to be there. And if you guys just do that, if you guys just show up to your life as if you're meant to be there, then that means that you are just showing up. And that's all you need to do. And also, you guys can book private sessions with me. This is White Wolf, $70 for 1 hour, $60 for a healing activation session, $50 for a psychic class. And also, if I'm online later, so I hope you guys enjoyed this live. And I'm going to read this question this person asked. I want to send love to my loved ones. How can I apply that consciously through thoughts? What you can do when you're meditating in the morning, I could connect you with your parents, but If you want to do it on your own, you can literally snap your fingers and say, I want to be connected to my loved ones on the other side. But also, while you're meditating in the morning, just like say that I want to connect with you, mom, dad, or whoever is on the other side. Just say that I want to connect with you. I want to speak to you. Because if you're not aware that you can connect with your loved ones, then your loved ones are around you all the time, but you're just not aware of it. And also just have the ability to receive and to know that it's your mom and dad. Also, like if it's showing you your mom and dad, like say show yourself, because then if it was trying to pose as your mom and dad, then I would just, say show yourself and then go back to the light. Oh, you meant the ones that are still alive. But you can do that as well. You don't have to physically be with somebody to send them love and light. You can say, I protect my friends, family, and loved ones. You can say it as a prayer even. I protect my friends, family, and loved ones in Jesus' name. You can say that. You can send love and you can send protection to your loved ones all the time. You can just like tap in and say, I send protection to my loved ones. Put a protection grid over them and things of that nature. That's all you have to do. I love your question, by the way. Your question is beautiful. I love that you felt comfortable asking that. So, yeah, that was my live feed. So I hope you guys really enjoyed the meditation. Also, feel free to book private sessions. Also, like the page and subscribe. Go to my YouTube channel, White Wolf the Oracle, Instagram, whitewolf4741, BitChute, White Wolf the Oracle, 23_@. Just know that they received it. You don't have to. You will feel the energy. You'll feel the energy. You don't have to know that they received it. You just have to send that love out. And they will receive it maybe on a subconscious level. But maybe they're not aware as you and they don't do meditation. But they'll ultimately receive it if you send it around them. And they won't have to know that you received it. That they received it. And you won't have to know. But you know because you send that out. Does that make sense? So I hope that clarified the query. And it's you guys that make this beautiful. It's you guys that make this possible. It's you guys that make this possible. And being able to do this every day, And I need to start planning my lives out anyway, because in case something changes in my life. So just be yourselves. Know that your happiness is your wealth, and know that your wealth is your happiness, and your success is your happiness. But it's just the art of being fulfilled here and now and appreciating the present moment. So thank you guys so much. God bless and namaste. Thank you guys so much.